The gospel's back. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, obviously. I mean, when we get these chapters, I feel like it's a momentous occasion, right? So we got the Berserk chapter 361. Last time we left off was like 4-5 months ago, or longer. Anyway, Skull Knight approached Guts at the end of the chapter, and then it was like, boom. So now they're gonna have a conversation, which is something I wanted for a while, because I think at this point we deserve Guts and Skull Knight like just talking like type of chapter. So I'm excited. So let's get into it. As dictated by causality, very mysterious as per usual. I mean, it's nothing new with him. So what do you think? A while back on that moonlit beach, you gave me some advice. Guess your concerns were overblown, huh? As you can see, I made it to this island with I'm assuming, I mean, obviously they just translated this, with an eye, arm, and whole body intact. Things did get a bit rough on the way here, though. That is good, thanks. But do not let your guard falter. Causality has yet to converge. Hey, just what is that? Okay, obviously he's cryptic as always. It has been far too long, Your Majesty. Okay, more ties, or rather, I believe you go by Skull Knight these days. Okay. More ties to him being the king, that supposed king from before. Majesty. Oh, yeah, because this is the first time Guts is hearing about it. I recognize your face, the son of Vid? Yeah, Vid, are you not? My name is Gedfrin. My father and I were granted many audiences with you when I was but a child. Now I am the leader of this village. That insolent child appears to have grown up well. Oh, you humble me. And God, I feel like they're having their own little conversation. Gus is like, yo, what's up? Old man, just how old are you? There is probably not much point in asking. Someone for whom time flows differently. Yeah. Guts is literally just like, I'm just gonna wait till they're done talking. He's just there, he's just there sitting. But you have a, to me, hitherto unknown relationship to the knight. Then what? That's Some of the way the translations are a little bit rough. I mean, obviously there's no official translation for these chapters. Well, then anyway, but you have a, to me, hitherto unknown relationship to the knight. Then, so I guess he's talking about Guts, how he has a relationship with the knight. Can't get rid of him, more or his ill omens. Thick as thieves, then, I understand. Okay, now let's say you, Sir Knight, will you accompany this black swordsman and myself to call on Hanar? Who's that? A dwarf spirit of smithing and a skilled craftsman to boot. Your armor and Sir Knight's are both products of... Oh, whoa, okay, we're getting lore for the armor. Your armor and Sir Knight's are both products of his prowess. There's no harm in having a chat. Very well, let us see about repairs to my armor as well. Oh, this is cool. So we're getting lore. So Hanar is the creator of the Berserker armor and whatever the armor Skull Knight is wearing. Interesting. Oh, this girl looks... Oh my god. She is mesmerizing. This witch. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Black haired, long haired girl. Forget her name. Anyway. So it looks like she's just chilling, and then she sees... Yeah, she sees Guts, Skull Knight, and the dude going to go see Hanar. Relax, and then you have Shirke. Then we have Shirke. Relax and picture yourself sweeping the barrets away with your broom. You got on her fairy. She's just cheering her on. Oh, I know it's so well. You see all the others flying, and as a practitioner of magic, it makes you want to try for yourself. Oh, so she's trying to learn how to fly with the broom. That's so cool. It's so weird how how classic a lot of these types of archetypes and characters are. Like the way Shirky is a witch with a classic witch hat and everything, and now she's gonna ride a broom. That's so fun. But it might not come naturally to such a serious and bookish girl. Relax your shoulders. To fly, you need to deal with the barrets, which isn't easy. Fickle things, a lot of them. I can still only barely skim the ground. Come on now, just be light and float. But easier said than done. Be like a flower petal dancing in the wind, clear your mind, forget your worries, and chillax. Here we go. I feel like I'm floating. Oh no, it's fucking Morta. She is so hot. How, like, why? Good lord. You'll pick up on, she picked her up through the middle. You'll pick up on it much quicker if someone actually flies you, you know? Off we go. And then she just literally just jacks Shirky and goes flying. Nice. I feel like she did that maybe to, like, I don't know, maybe spy on Guts and stuff. Because, I mean, just to, like, see what they're up to, but we don't know. Geez, don't close your eyes. You've flown when doing astral projection, haven't you? Why so scared now? Yeah, that is true, because if now she falls, she just splat. She's not, like, in her astral form, so that's pretty interesting. She literally forces her to see. That's pretty cool. So far, I'm liking this chapter. His paneling is interesting, to say the least, too. Like, it's very... The way the panels are, like, overlapping stuff is pretty cool, too. The wind feels good. Actually, flying into the wind sure is something. As a body of light, you're just half dreaming. So let's feel something, and lots of it. Wait, what? Bro, man, this, like... I really want, like, a good Berserk anime or something, man. Like, the amount of imagery and, like, how... Imagine, like... Because, like, the movies had really good background stuff and whatever. And, like, it was very beautiful in terms of 2D. Same with the end of the 2016 anime. CGI sucks, but the 2D art was so good. Like, I'm just imagining how this would all look, like, with the... Like, with actual decent animation, man. This is... Oh. Shirike's about to cry. Morta's having the time of her life. Not to brag, but I'm the best on the island when it comes to brooms. I go for a ride whenever those boring old man's lectures are about to put me to sleep. You're different from the other sorcerers on this island, Morta. Maybe you're like a delinquent. I mean, yeah, true. The whole hold hands and be friends thing isn't like her, you know, like her. But hey, look, that's Guts and Skull Knight. What's down this ravine? It's where the island's outcasts hang out, those who can't adapt to the Queen's light and bloom. Rather than a place in the sun, some prefer the gloom like that spirit you summoned earlier. Coincidentally, my master also lives down there. Oh, wait, what? Why are your buddy and other get-friend going down there? And I haven't seen that knight before. Let's investigate. So wait, who's our master? Interesting, okay. This is indeed different from the elfin lands above. It looks like Cliffoff. Yeah, it looks like there's some weird creatures here. You got like little like goblins, like centipedes, like that looks like a very like a witch or something like that. Like one of those cursed like ghost things, like with long black hair. That thing that attacked us. Oh, they got Wickerman too. What is down here? Looks so spooky. This land was attacked by a great kingdom on the continent long ago. Captured enemy soldiers were sacrificed to create these. One of them gave you a spot of trouble, huh? But you have to take old tools out of the shed once in a while so they don't dull. Used to be that sorcerers, witches, and magic users were measured by the rumors and fears they inspired you now. Then you see the village and it's like a playground. Totally lame. You want to be carried away by your own overflowing power, don't you, Marta? We have one like that in our group too. Oh, she's talking about Ishiduro. Nothing childish like that. Not me. Interesting. Whoa, what? That's her master? This old looking, like legit looks like the Wicked Witch of the West? You've hardly shown your face around here as of late. Had to go greet some newcomers to the island. That's your excuse for taking a wicker man without permission? How brazen. Don't get so mad or you'll get lightheaded again. Granny Vol, my master. So her name's Vol. And this is a master of curses and the manipulation of departed souls. The island knows her as Vol Vapa, the very image of an evil crone. Who are you calling a crone? I intruded on this island only the other day. I am the pupil of Flora of the Spirit Wood. My name is Shirke. Apologies for hovering over you. So you're that Flora's. Okay, so she knows her. Did you know my master? Did you see old Getfriend and the two knights pass by? They were headed for the stone forest, but a moment ago, the stone forest, and she's like, I like how Morta's so animated. She's so like fun. The dwarves, huh? We're off. Sorry to bother you, master. Help out with her right once in a while, will ya? And she sucks as a pupil. She really doesn't help her master at all. Should I curse my dreadful people to grow a tail? How annoying. I was so nervous. She's very intimidating. She's got a certain look to her for sure, but she's a fun old bag. But this is the first time I've seen her bring someone along. Though this guest being of all possible things one of Flora's, not to mention that Death's head horseman. It does indeed look like the sleep-addled talk of those old fools is coming true. Oh, interesting. So we got other like premonitions and stuff like that going on too. Man, this is so cool that we're like getting deep into like the lore of some stuff. Incredible. Man, I love the imagery here. The rock really does look like a forest. You got Skull Knight's horse on the outside. We'll walk from here. The barrets are thick here. Flying would seriously wear us out. Dwarves like to make their homes in dark, tight spaces, and they're stubborn weirdos. Well, I hardly ever walk, so I'll be tired either way. Oh, there they are. And then they excuse us, Hanar. And they're, oh, sweet. What business does a sorcerer have here in the bowels of the earth? Oh. He does look like, oh man, he does look like his old, I forget his name. It's been a minute since I've like picked up on Berserk because I need to reread some of the earlier stuff, but yeah, he does look like his old like forger and like, oh, that's, man. R.I.P. Well, there's a familiar face, King. Seems you haven't slipped from this mortal coil yet, as expected of my work. It is thanks to you that I am in good health, my friend. Good health, eh? You're just rattling in your coffin. Mortal coil, so is he... What is Skull Knight? It doesn't seem like... I mean, being in the mortal coil, I guess, doesn't necessarily mean he's still alive. It could mean that he's just in our, whatever. Or he... I don't know, that's interesting. And you, never thought I'd see that one again, nor that the two would appear together. Hanar, since you forged it, tell us, what does it mean to don that black suit of armor? Could you perhaps explain to the young man, I ain't the generous sort, but judging by how well you wear it, youngin', it seems you've gotten some use out of it. Yeah, it's pulled me back from the brink of death many times, thanks for that. Oh, no need for that. You're its owner now. Only that you've used it doesn't mean you've mastered it. That thing is liable to return and possess and consume its host. Well then, let's... What? He just acted... Oh no, he just activated the Berserker armor. Oh man, this is sweet. So, oh, and that's the end of the chapter. No, obviously we don't know when's the next one, but no. Oh, that sucks. So, Hanar. So, okay, we got some cool stuff with like ties and like lore stuff. So now we met the person that forged Skull Knight and the Berserker armors. So that's really cool. And we saw Shirke is learning how to fly and like whatever. We also learned that there's other witches at deeper parts of the island. But obviously we didn't get no Casca, no nothing this chapter. I mean, it was meant to be a Guts and Skull Knight chapter anyway. Since those two are like tied and judging by the end of the last chapter anyway. So it was very cool to see like the connection between those two just keep on growing, because now even Guts is like, oh, your majesty, like now he's like hearing about him being like a king. So that's also interesting. But he mentioned something about mastering the Berserker armor, so that's fascinating. So I mean, we already know it went Berserk, and like the only way it would work was when Shirke would help him like not get taken over. But he can master it. That's the difference though. So there is a way to master the Berserker armor. So I mean, I know it's been like 10 years or whatever, or plus, since since like with the boat and before. But that's really fascinating that we're finally getting to that point where he can probably master the Berserker armor, and probably he might. I feel like Guts, out of everyone in the crew aside from Casca, Guts really needed the most help in terms of health because his body, like, I mean, we saw when he was on the boat, like after he. Well, my camera died, so what I was saying is that Guts, aside from Casca, is the one that really needs help in terms of his overall like power, like body and spirit, because we've obviously seen that like all those injuries, especially after he got hit by one of the God Hand, and he had like that main like slash in the middle of his chest that like was like that hurt him for a long time, still does. His entire body's covered in wounds. He's thin. He's like essentially just like a walking, I wouldn't say skeleton yet, but he's definitely not as like thick as he was before. So it's cool to see that maybe we get a chance to finally see Guts like get a new level up in terms of just being able to wear that without having it like absolutely destroy him. So that's a huge plus, because I mean, Guts really was never one to like be cautious about how he fights. He's always very like, he'll fight with everything he has no matter what he has to do. So you know, he'll really give up most of if not everything, to fight and win the battle. So it's cool. I'm glad we're meeting the actual person that created the armor. So it's cool to see, and maybe he can help out with that whole like, because obviously we know that thing that comes out of him, that like armor, like the way it looks, is obviously like a demon, or like a representation of like his inner like anger and struggles and all that, like all boiled down into like that demon dog, whatever. So it manifests itself physically as like the Berserker armor. So it's cool to see like maybe this is finally at some point where we can understand, because even though it seems like he was over his rage towards Griffith, especially after the conviction arc, where we had that one panel where he was like enraged and then he just slowly like went out of it and looked at Casca and like relaxed. There's obviously still stuff in him, right? There's still sadness and rage and whatever that he's obviously suppressed a lot now because of all the people around him. So maybe he finally has to confront it, and obviously I feel like I think by the end of this arc, whenever we get to it in like 5 years maybe, I think by the end of this arc, him and Casca would both are gonna come out of it very, very, very strong. I think they're gonna come out of it much better than they were before, because I'm really interested to see where Berserk goes, because Guts essentially achieved what he wanted. Like, Casca is essentially back. His rage towards Griffith he put to the side because he wanted to prioritize saving Casca. But there's like, Griffith achieved his dream of like leading a peaceful or whatever world. I mean, granted, he's like doing it in like a, you know, interesting way with all the other apostles and stuff like that. But you have people that obviously won't follow that because it's, you know, it just isn't right. So like, you know, like Rickard and all that. So it's just fascinating, man. I'm really like, Berserk is one of those things where I don't know how it's gonna end or where the story is even going anymore. And that's not even a negative thing, because like I said, it just seems like the characters, I wouldn't say are at their end, but what's gonna, like, what else do they need, or like, because the motivations are gonna be different. Guts doesn't want to kill Griffith out of pure rage anymore. It doesn't seem like it. So, you know, is he gonna do it out of the kindness of his heart, maybe like to put him out of his misery or whatever, to like, you know, I don't know. Very, very interesting stuff from Berserk as per usual. Another great chapter. We got Shirike flying around, like I said before. It was pretty cool, like her trying to learn how to fly on the broom. And we got, you know, obviously the reveal of who created the Berserker armor. So that's all very, very cool. Overall, if I were to give it a rating, maybe like an 8 out of 10 chapter. It was really cool. Lots of stuff. We got some deep lore revealed. And honestly, like as per usual, I can't wait to see the next chapter especially. I think it's going to be pretty nuts, because I feel like this is the first time maybe Skull Knight's going to see Guts. Well, this is the first time he's going to definitely be in the same vicinity as Guts when he's in that in the Berserker armor. So very excited for that. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.